Okay, well, here's another bit of space money creation, another step in the process, I should say. This is after the first layer of tempera paints have been put down. I usually do them in batches of 10 to 15, and then paint this one side, let it dry, and the next day paint the other side, let it dry. That's what I got here. There's maybe 10 of these sheets, and the next step is to cut them in half. So you don't need to measure anything, just fold them in half across the long way. This little digest size, that's what they call that if it was a booklet. I usually fold it back the other way, and I'm trying to get a crease to follow my scissors. Feels like it needs to be brighter in here. How about that? Okay. Now I am going to cut along that crease. Usually it works best if you use your eyes kind of to aim at the other end. Don't watch where you're cutting. Watch the other end, and that's an old plowing trick, isn't it? So I'm kind of watching both. Okay. So here's what we usually do. Wait. Check the viewfinder. I need to zoom back just a little bit. Okay, we're good. So, we go along, I just start cutting. And if I come across a part where it's a little thick on the other side, as it doesn't crease well, I just go past it. I don't force it. I'll cut through that. I'll cut through that area just along the crease. I don't have to crease that spot right there. And a lot of times when I fold the other direction, it will go ahead and it will crease, and I don't have to worry about it after all. This happens more in the later stages when there's more paint piled up. Doesn't happen much at this stage. Here's another thing I do. I turn one side over, so one side stays the same, one side turns over, and I try to figure out which is the most different. So that's got a lot of red. I'm not going to put it on top of that one. I put it on the blue one because that's more different. This is pretty different too. So this is not a requirement for making space money. It's just kind of one of my randomizing methods. Kind of divide up. Distribute things throughout the total number of space monies to make the patterns not quite so obvious and contiguous, I guess. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just a way to randomize things. Yeah, that's good. Sometimes it's hard to decide, but you gotta do something. These are my special pink scissors. I always use them for space money. I don't have to, but I always do. I've kind of got a special stuff for space money. It's like a little ritual, a set of rituals. The whole minting process, and it's there's really no reason for any of it. It just as an idea that came to me, and I like it, and my friends like it, and lots of people like space money, and people lately have been pestering me for more because they give it away, and that's kind of the whole thing for me, is giving it away. Some people are hoarders, and that's okay too. because they preserve the space money for future generations. That's what I think of when I think of collectors and hoarders of, like, say, well, typewriters. I collect typewriters. I think of people who have like hundreds of typewriters just sitting, but they're actually saving those typewriters for future generations. They're not getting thrown out. They're getting taken care of, or at least stored properly, probably. Nothing's happening. Nothing bad is happening to them except for whatever time does to the rubber parts or things like that. But we're in much better hands with the collectors than just out there sitting in somebody's barn or attic or garage or, Lord forbid, outside. So it's the same way with space money. Some people give it away, some people save it. They save it, it will hopefully not get thrown away, you know, when they pass on. Hopefully somebody else will get it. I'm pretty confident most of space money will be saved. Just don't get it wet. Space money does not like to get wet. This is tempera. It's water soluble. If you get that wet, it's just going to flow. It's like most fountain pen ink. Don't use fountain pen ink to address an envelope, because if it gets wet in the rain, which it could, the words and numbers, letters will run, and nobody will be able to read the address. Sad. So, yeah, be sure of the water solubility or non-solubility of your painting and writing media, I guess. Is that media? Is paint, ink, are those media? They're part of the technology of inscription, I guess you could say. So, yeah, this is a pretty simple step, and once these are done, these here, I will paint on them, usually doing a lot of throwing and a lot of knife work, but also a lot of brush. This is like the most creative stage, I think, the second painting, because you get to do all kinds of stuff, and there's still a lot of room. After painting that on both sides and it's dried, then I fold and cut that way, and then do it again this way, so that it becomes the space money size, and it's still got just 2 layers of tempera painting. And that's when I do the shiny side, the metallic or pearlescent paints. And I've already done a couple videos focusing on that stage. I wanted to do a little video on cutting between the first and second stage of making space money. spacemoney.wordpress.com if you want more information. Thank you for watching.